We are back again. It is November 11th. This is going to be a little first look video on this week 10 of the NFL Draftkings Slate. Let's hop into this. It's going to be just a gaze through a couple of these picks and plays. I'll come with another video Saturday. Very late, not late, but up to date with all the news, because I know there's going to be a ton more injuries and COVID ins and outs. But so far right now, just to get your mind right, just to look at the good plays we see so far, we're going to go through this. First quick look. Saturday is going to be the final look, and who we're going to zero in on, because you need to build a core. You have to build a core, and then you fill in guys around that. You need to have consistency. So that's why this takes so much time. You need to focus in on a core 3-4 players that's going to be in every single lineup that are definite guarantees, and then you hit with little hit or misses guys. Hopefully they hit, one of them sticks, and then that's how you boost your way. Get all your lineups into the green, not just 1-2. Okay, sometimes you get lucky, one gets in the top 10 and you win all your money that way. But we're looking for total consistency all the way through. Okay, so just looking at it right here, we got Kyler Murray. Of course, it's obvious. Buffalo is not a good defense. We saw what Russell Wilson did against Buffalo's defense. The only problem with Seattle's that they had no defense. They could have won that game. They have no defense. They put up 34 points. What do you think Kyler Murray is going to do? This man is the number one quarterback right now, week in and week out. He put 41 on Miami's defense, and we saw what Miami's defense did to the Los Angeles Rams. Like, it's a solid defense. Still 3 touchdowns, 100 yards rushing, and a TD. Had a fumble loss and still scored more than he scored against Seattle. Like, that's ridiculous. Kyler Murray is first on the list at quarterback. Aaron Rodgers in a great position. The only question with that game is it could be very one-sided, where it probably is going to be a blowout. But is it all going to be rushing TDs where Aaron Jones and Jamal Williams go off? Or, Aaron Rodgers, and they mix it in, like Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams, and then Aaron Jones finish it off. He's in a great position. It's just you don't know where the touchdowns are going. You just play the guys, okay? Rodgers, Adams, Jones, play those. If you want to get cute, put in Robert Tonyan. Tight ends are good against the Jacksonville Jaguars, okay? Wilson against the Rams, okay spot. We're going to move down. I'm looking at this, okay? We saw what Jared Goff went through. Like I said, with his Miami defense, I don't like Jared Goff. He's not a great quarterback, but this is the cure to his problem. This is the bounce back spot that he's been waiting for. Seattle defense is absolutely garbage. This is going to hold them back from getting to the Super Bowl. It is what it is. They're just going to have to deal with it. It is what it is. No more Legion of Boom. Jared Goff, and we're gonna and later when we get to wide receivers, I'll show you who we're gonna connect that to. But Jared Goff against Seattle, it's point blank, period, obvious. Okay. Herbert, week in, week out, it doesn't matter. He puts up points. It doesn't matter. This guy could be the rookie of the year. Burrow's doing this thing as well, but what he's proving to me, absolutely coming out of nowhere, because no one really ever cared about Justin Herbert. They just skipped him. They went to Burrow and Tua, and then they was like, oh, it's Herbert. Oh, the Chargers made a mistake. No, they made a great selection. I wish I would have cashed in more on his rookie cards. There's still the opportunity right now to get him at an okay price, but some of the stuff I'm seeing that's been sold already at $2,000. It's absolutely crazy. I talked about Goff. We're going down. Wentz is in an okay spot. He just likes to turn the ball over. One dude I want to take advantage of before he gets too pricey is Tua Tagovailoa. We have the 2019 draft class right here going at it. Tua against Herbert. I want to take the cheaper guy. He showed what he's made of against Arizona. 20 completions, 28 attempts, 248 yards, 2 TDs, and you see the rushing upside right here, 35 yards. And imagine if he would have got into the end zone. Still put up 21 DK, and they only bumped him up $100. That is a mistake by DK. We're going to take advantage of this because we've seen week in and week out what the Chargers defense is, and it's not that good. It's not good at all. They're losing Desmond King. There's a lot of question marks right there. Okay, now we're going to move on to the running back situation. This is a first quick look. Final glances are going to be on Saturday. McCaffrey is a question mark right now so far. He's probably not going to play in this next game, so it's going to be back to Mike Davis. Said Monday is day to day after a shoulder injury, but we're going to wait and see. But if he's out, let's see. Did they bump down Mike Davis? But it's a bad matchup. I really want it. It's 4K. That's tough. That is tough. I might have to go with that just because just off usage. As you see in week 2, what Mike Davis did against Tampa Bay, just off receiving 8 receptions, 74 yards, 15 points at 4K. That is an absolute steal. Absolute steal. So wait on news about Christian McCaffrey because Mike Davis could be a lock on Saturday. Even despite the matchup, we want volume. We want volume, and that is going to be very key. I'll show you a perfect example of volume. That's what we want, despite the matchup. Okay, Kamara, always a play. Aaron Jones, I absolutely love. He was one of the guys I'm looking at that was going to be in the lock button. He was questionable to play against San Francisco, came into that game, and they fed the boy 15 carries. It was a very easy win, 5 catches. They used them all around, very creative. And this rush defense for the Jacksonville Jaguars are the bottom 5 in the league. Jones, I love. And then another guy that I absolutely love. I could lock both of these guys in multiple lineups. I'm going to probably run for this week. I'm running 3 running backs in almost every lineup. Absolutely. The next guy I'm looking at is Nick Chubb. Okay. I don't care that this is his first game back. I am not missing out on an opportunity for a absolutely insane matchup. We saw what Dalvin Cook did against the Packers on his first game back, and everyone was pissed off, right? Because you want to wait and see. No, you don't wait and see. That's when you miss the opportunity. No, we're not doing that. Nick Chubb is back. He's going to get the carries, and we know how bad Houston Texans run defense is. The absolute worst in the league. He's coming back. He's going to get the touches. If you see what he's done, if he's getting 20, like you see right here against Cincinnati, 20, 22 touches. You see against Washington, 20 touches, 2 TDs. They're going to run the ball all over Houston Texans. This is a guaranteed Brown win. This is a guarantee. Give me Nick Chubb touchdown. And give me Nick Chubb in my lineups at 6,800 before he goes up. What was his cheap spot? Let me see. I mean his high point this season at 7. At 7K and he bumped down 200. That's fine. We're taking advantage of it. The matchup is too good. It's the best one in the league. We're going down. Not Josh Jacobs. Miles Sanders is coming back from injury. He's very explosive. We know what he's going to do. He's getting work in the rushing game, getting work in the receiving game. This guy was the backup for freaking Saquon Barkley, and then took over and did just as good. Miles Sanders is an absolute monster at 6,400. This is another guy. There's so many running backs this week. This is a running back week, okay? Okay, absolutely, this is a running back week. Get your running backs, and you'll find cheap wide receivers. That's not that hard. I'll show you in a few seconds, okay? And then right under him, this is the guy I'm talking about with volume. Volume is very key, okay? Everyone smashed in Edmonds last week, despite the fact of the matchup. He still did okay, not great for his price, but you like what you saw, the fact that they used him this much. They gave him 25 carries and even 3 catches, They absolutely used him as a workhorse. They didn't do that with Kenny Drake. No, Chase Edmonds was in. I told you that Miami defense is solid, and he still did very well. Not great in the rushing department, but I like to see the volume. That's going to be a boost going up against Buffalo, who their weakness is that rush defense, as you see right there, 21st ranked. Chase Edmonds is definitely going to have a way better performance than he did last week. You just got to watch the news and see if Kenyon Drake is in or out, and even if he's in, like Edmonds is better. Let's be serious. Let's be serious. Next guy we're looking at, we're hoping that news comes out that David Johnson will be continue to be out. He probably will be, but Duke Johnson at 5K is a nice cheap option if you want to pay up at other positions. This is a revenge game right here going up against his old team, the Cleveland Browns. So this is a perfect spot. This is another running back that you need to have in your lineups. It's this week is insane. All these guys could go off and have awesome days. Give me Duke Johnson at 5K. Okay. And then we're going to move on to wide receiver. I'm going to keep this simple. I'm just going to pair the wide receivers with the quarterbacks I already spoke about. So the first one was Kyler Murray, right? So everyone was on Hopkins last week in a nice game against Miami, but they have solid corners, okay? And I don't know what is with this good game, bad game thing, but if it is, then this should be a good game going against the Buffalo Bills, who don't have a good defense. Tre'Davious White might be out again. It doesn't matter. He hasn't played well at all this year. DeAndre Hopkins is an absolute monster. He is a top-tier talent at wide receiver, and I'm going to be all over him this week in a bounce-back situation. You know Kyler is going to hook up with him. As you've seen in the past couple weeks, 12 targets, 8 targets, 7 targets, 9, 12. He is the bulk guy. Okay, if there's a lockdown corner on the other side, then you can go to Kirk, who's been coming on lately, but Hopkins is in a bounce-back spot. Metcalf and Adams are gods. They're like, it doesn't matter. Just put them in. They're going to do work. We already know what Adams does. Just look at this. I just want to just to see this. 36, 30, 47. This man is an absolute monster. Well over. He's going to be the number one wide receiver, obviously. Duh. Just stay healthy, okay? Thank God I drafted him. Next guy we're going on to is going to be, I already spoke about Adam, so the next guy we're going on to is going to be Jared Goff, and his connections are going to be Robert Woods right here, who is the top target guy. It's him and Cooper Kupp who are the top target guys. He's 6,600 right now. Came off a very good game against Miami. I'm going to be leaning more to Cooper Kupp. He is the red zone guy that Jared Goff looks out for. And as you can see, look at the targets. 20 targets, 11 receptions, 110 yards. Cooper Kupp is a lock button. He is going to be a lock button wide receiver on Saturday. You're going to see the video again. You're going to be like, oh, who's there playing at wide receiver? It's going to be Cooper Kupp. 100% guarantee. This man looks for him no matter what. He is that guy that comes across the middle and is a sure-handed wide receiver. He hasn't got a touchdown in 4 weeks? This man is due. This is the guarantee of the week, Cooper Kupp. In the lineup. I'm going to put him right there. Boom. We got one option already done, and it's a guarantee. Next guy we're going to look at is going to be Tua Tagovailoa's connection, and that's going to be Devontae Parker. Okay, there is no corner that's going to stop this talent. Tua was connecting with Preston Williams, but he's going to be out for the season after that leg injury. Devontae Parker is and was that top target guy still. He's going to go off against the Chargers. This is the next best talent. He is the number one talent on that team. And all his salary he's been doing is going down. The highest was 6,300 all the way down to 5K. 1,300 salary difference, okay? Take advantage. He might be a lock as well. He's close to that area. So I already got most of my wide receiver set. Pretty much set. And I said I was going to run, 3 running backs, so I just need to pick up one. Tua is in a great position. Tua is going to feed Parker, and Goff is going to feed Kupp. I'm very confident about these two guys at a very, very premium price. Under 7K for Kupp, 5K flat for Devontae Parker. We're moving on to the tight end selection, okay? And here we go. I'm basically filling out the lineup right now. I already talked about we already know Hawkinson. Hawkinson has been very solid since Galladay has been out. He's been that sure-handed big target for Matthew Stafford. 6 targets. That's when Galladay did play. Then, as you can see, the last 2 games that Galladay didn't play, 10 targets and 8 targets. You see the boost in production right there. He's becoming more consistent, which he wasn't last year. That's a very good thing to see. Gronkowski, there's too many guys to feed now in Tampa Bay. So that little streak that Gronkowski was getting touchdowns, it came to a freaking crashing halt with everyone healthy back now. The guy that I love is getting more and more and more targets, and they still haven't priced him up to where he's supposed to be. He's going to be 6K in about a couple weeks, maybe next week. But we're going with Evan Ingram. You saw what he did last time against Philadelphia. 6 catches, 46 yards. Didn't get into the end zone. They used him in a rush game. He dropped a huge, huge pass. This doesn't matter. This is the number one option on the Giants, and they know it. Joe Judge wants to get the ball in his hands. Evan Ingram at 4,500 is way, 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 way too cheap. Way, way too cheap. Okay? He is almost a definite in all my lineups. Yes, Evan Ingram. The other 2 guys I'm looking at are going to be Eric Ebron right here. There is a lot of mouths to feed in Pittsburgh, but Eric Ebron, was he doing good in the beginning of the year? He was getting targets since the beginning of the year, but lately this is the red zone option for Big Ben. He's looking for a big bodied tight end to look for, and it is Eric Ebron right here. We're not sure if Ben Roethlisberger is going to play since he's in that COVID protocol. He's on a COVID list, so just waiting for news. Like I said, we'll know Saturday, and that next video will come out. But Eric Ebron has been very, very consistent. Roethlisberger and Ebron has been a very good connection. Okay, Dallas Goedert now is the next option that I like at tight end. This is the question mark, though. Wentz likes to lock in on one guy, and it's usually a tight end, usually a guy that works the middle. But Wentz and Wentz and Fulgham have this crazy connection, who is another wide receiver that I like, has this crazy connection that he might take some usage away from Dallas Goedert. And Dallas Goedert was a sure thing at the beginning of the year. You saw in week 1. He had 27 DK and outproduced Ertz. And then the next week, he was getting 8 targets, almost outproducing Ertz again. Ever since they got injured, it's been Fulgham. And now that more people are coming back, and you saw that last Philadelphia Eagles game against Dallas, you saw him use Fulgham, you saw him use Rager, and they were clicking. They were clicking on all cylinders. He was using those 2 guys. Hopefully Dallas Goedert can get more well adjusted to this offense. Since he was away for like 5 weeks, he's still very cheap. 4,200 is a decent punt play at tight end. I like Fulgham more than Goddard. I think Fulgham is the number 1 option on that team for the Eagles. But if he can reproduce what he did at the beginning of the season and what we saw last season, Goddard at 4,200 is way too cheap. Definitely way too cheap. All right. Defenses, I don't really care about defense. But if you want to choose one, let's look. Steelers defense against Cincinnati, great. Pittsburgh defense against Jacksonville, awesome. Like if you really want to choose, we'll see. Like I'm more focused on getting the main guys. Like you need to know who your quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end. The defense, whatever. Unless and it's super random what team. It'll be the Miami Dolphins that get an interception or get a fumble, return for a touchdown. It's so hard to figure it out. Sometimes you could just get it right and just choose the higher price salary, but usually you don't have that much salary after you spend your money on all these other positions. So I don't really care about defense. I want to fill in what I have in right now with quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end, and flex. And then when I get to defense, I'll choose whatever is the best option from there. Whatever, roll the dice. Don't really care. It's not going to really kill me. So that's all I have. That is the first look for week 10 that we have so far. Please look out for the next video on Saturday. That's going to be the final lock. I already gave you 3 plays. I gave you Cooper Kupp. I gave you Evan Ingram. And I gave you my boy Devontae Parker so far. It might change, but we'll see on Saturday, all right? Just pay attention, watch the news. Things can change. Thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Please also follow me on Twitter and Instagram at MessageSD. Thank you guys. I'll see you tomorrow with another video. Peace out.